jeez. Don't have a cow, Mike. There's like no reason to be nervous. You look great.
I know I look good. It's just, I'm nervous because I want this movie to be good. It's really important to me.
I know.
The Runaways were a really important band that still not a lot of people remember. Lita Ford and Sherry Curry and Joan Jett were doing stuff at 16 and 17 that a lot of grown-up male musicians, rock stars, didn't even get at the time. Cute throwaway teenage girl pop mixed with really serious hard-driving rock and roll. They grew out of the 70s glam rock aesthetic and served as a bridge into early 80s American punk. I just want Dakota Fanning and a cranky girl from Twilight to do them justice.
I'm sure they're gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, Floria Sigismondi is a really cool director. It's just that punk and glam movies is a really small, really cool genre. And if the Runaways film is good, it might serve as an introduction to a bunch of cool people to a bunch of really cool underground films.
Like what, Mike?
Like Desperate Teenage Love Dolls, for one, the absolute classic underground trash throwaway masterpiece shot for no money on Super 8 film in 1984 and based on the Runaways story, or the even cooler sequel, Love Dolls Superstar, both of which have amazing punk soundtracks. Or, you know, movies that captured the really cool 70s glam rock aesthetic, like Todd Haynes' film, Velvet Goldmine.
I love Velvet Goldmine.
I know. Or any of the period films, like the concert film Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Shot by one of the preeminent direct cinema verite documentary filmmakers of all time, D.A. Pennebaker, in the early 70s, a film that was kept hidden underground as a bootleg until the early 80s, shot on the night that David Bowie killed Ziggy Stardust and became the Thin White Duke. The alien plastic soul man that fell to Earth in The Man That Fell to Earth, one of the 70s best sci-fi films. Or Oz, a rock and roll adventure, the Australian glam rock reinvention of The Wizard of Oz, which is also really cool. Just, the Runaways were around at such an important time, the beginning of punk in the early 80s in America. Joan Jett produced the Germs' first and only album, and the Germs were one of the bands that Penelope Spheeris followed around when she made one of the best punk documentaries of all time, The Decline of Western Civilization, Part 1. We Jam Econo about the Minutemen and The Filth and the Fury about the Sex Pistols are really well-made documentary films that explore the aesthetic eruption of sex and aesthetic violence that happened around the world, but particularly in America in the late 70s and the early 80s, that the Runaways helped kick off. It's such a cool genre. I just want this movie to fit in it and be good.
Here, put this in your shorts.
Okay.
Perfect.